Hi, I'm Connor. I'm the founder of Colby AI, and today I will be reading through another one of our blog posts, Agentforce 3 versus Microsoft Copilot for Sales. Which AI truly gives your reps time back? The promise of AI for sales teams is electrifying. Less admin, more selling. Yet as you evaluate the giants in the space, you're likely facing a strategic dilemma. The choice between Salesforce Agentforce and Microsoft Copilot for Sales isn't just about features. It's a fundamental decision between two different philosophies of AI integration. Do you go deep with autonomous agents inside your CRM? Or do you opt for broad, embedded assistance across your productivity suite? This is the core of Agentforce versus Microsoft Copilot debate. One offers deep workflow observability within Salesforce, while the other provides seamless embedding in the Microsoft 365 universe. For IT and RevOps leaders, the choice depends entirely on identifying and solving your team's biggest points of friction. Let's break down the competition or comparison across the factors that matter most: cost, control, and real-world user experience. Costs, the real price of enterprise AI. Quantifying the ROI of an AI investment can be notoriously difficult, especially when the sticker price doesn't tell the whole story. Both Agentforce and Copilot come with considerations beyond the pay per user per month fee. Microsoft Copilot for Sales has a straightforward subscription model, but its true cost is tied to your ecosystem. If your team lives and breathes Microsoft 365 and Dynamics 365, the integration is relatively smooth. However, for teams built around Salesforce, the cost of good enough integration can manifest as workflow friction and data sync issues, a hidden tax on productivity. Salesforce Agentforce presents a different cost structure. Its power lies in building custom, autonomous AI agents. This requires a significant upfront investment in configuration, development, and testing. It's not a plug-and-play solution. You're paying for a powerful platform, but also for the specialized talent and time needed to make it perform end-to-end processes reliably. But the most significant cost is often overlooked: the cost of delayed or incomplete data. When sales reps spend 20 to 30% of their time on manual data entry, the lag between a customer call and a CRM update creates data quality issues and blind spots for leadership. If an AI tool is too complex or sits in the wrong application, adoption plummets, and you're paying for a solution that reps actively work around. Control, autonomy versus assistance. The philosophical divide between Agentforce and Copilot becomes clearest when you examine the level of control you have over the AI. Agentforce, high power, high complexity. Agentforce is built on the concept of autonomy. You design agents to execute multi-step tasks independently, like creating a contact, logging a call, and scheduling a follow-up, all from an email. This is incredibly powerful. However, this autonomy requires you to cede a significant amount of control. You need to trust that the agent is interpreting data correctly and executing processes without error. The focus on observability, that is monitoring the agent's performance, rather than direct in-the-moment command. It's a fantastic solution for complex, repeatable workflows, but can feel like overkill for simple and frequent updates. Essentially, with Salesforce, what you build needs to codify each step instead of being flexible with the way that you work. Microsoft Copilot does the opposite. It's broad, but has embedded assistance. Copilot operates on a model of assisted intelligence. It works alongside your reps, primarily within the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. It summarizes Teams meetings, drafts follow-up emails in Outlook, and pulls CRM data into documents. Microsoft's data shows impressive results, with teams using Copilot achieving 9.4% higher revenue per seller and closing 20% more deals. The control is more direct. The scope is limited by the Microsoft 365 embedding. It assists the user with tasks related to Salesforce, but it doesn't live inside the moment-to-moment Salesforce workflow. The rep is still the one responsible for bridging the gap between the summary in Teams and the structured fields in Salesforce. The controlled gap, where immediate action lives. Neither of these models perfectly solves the most common sales friction pain point: updating Salesforce immediately after a client interaction. You don't need a fully autonomous agent to log call notes. You don't want to sift through a meeting transcript in Teams to pull out key data points. You need a tool that gives the rep direct control to take immediate action. This is where a more straightforward, focused solution shines. Imagine your rep finishing a call and simply saying, update Smith Industries opportunity to discovery stage. Budget confirmed at 50K. Decision maker CFO Jennifer Walsh. Next step is proposal due Friday. That's not autonomy or broad assistance. It's directed, immediate execution. Tools like Colby are designed specifically for this gap, using voice and text commands to translate a rep's natural language directly into structured Salesforce updates instantly. UX, the user experience in the real sales workflow. Ultimately, the best AI tool is the one your team will actually use. User experience is paramount, and the biggest killer of good UX in sales is context switching. Forcing a rep to jump between their inbox, the CRM, a chat client, and a separate AI interface is a recipe for frustration and lost productivity. Copilot's UX is excellent with Microsoft 365. The friction appears when the primary system of record is Salesforce. The rep must continuously pull insights from one ecosystem and push them into another. Agentforce's UX is centered around setup and observation. The end user experience for the rep can be seamless if the autonomous agent is configured perfectly for their specific workflow. If not, it becomes a black box that requires admin intervention. This is why Salesforce's own data on its Einstein AI is so compelling. Iron Mountain achieved an 80% case close rate with AI-generated replies, and 76% of those replies required no editing. Why? Because the AI was delivered directly within the user's existing workflow, eliminating friction. The voice-first advantage. The optimal UX meets reps where they are. After a call, they aren't thinking in terms of data fields, they're thinking in narrative sentences. A voice-first approach eliminates the final barrier between thought and data entry. Let's compare the workflows for a simple CRM update. Manually, it is finish call, open Salesforce tab, find the opportunity, click edit, type notes into multiple fields, click save. This is 5 to 7 minutes and high friction. Oftentimes it can include multiple different clicks, multiple different fields, and oftentimes lacks any sort of standardization between teams that use the same Salesforce instance. AI-assisted Copilot. You'd finish the call, open Copilot summary, read the summary, identify key data, switch to the Salesforce tab, manually enter data from the summary. This is an improvement. 3 to 4 minutes, medium friction, but it's not perfect. Voice-powered, Colby. Finish call, activate the Chrome extension, speak a single command, add a note to the Acme Corp opportunity. They are moving forward. Final budget approval from CEO is next step, and you're done. This, although I put 0 friction in the article, is very low friction, with the kind of minor pieces being making sure that, for example, Acme, the way you pronounce it, is understood by the computer. For sales teams on the move or bouncing between back-to-back calls, this difference in user experience is the deciding factor between a tool that gets used and one that gets ignored. So making the right choice for your sales team. Agentforce or Copilot? The answer isn't one that is universally better. The right choice is one that solves your most pressing problem. You should choose Salesforce when your biggest challenge is automating complex, multi-step, predictable back-office sales processes. You have internal resources and budget to invest in heavy configuration and maintenance, and your goal is to build true end-to-end workflow autonomy. When to choose Microsoft Copilot. Your organization is deeply embedded in the Microsoft 365 ecosystem, typically including Dynamics. Your primary goal is to boost general productivity across applications like Teams, Outlook, and Word. And assisted intelligence and context generation are your highest priorities. If neither of those sound like you, and your highest or primary bottleneck is getting timely, accurate, and complete data out of your reps' heads and into Salesforce with minimal friction, you might need a different approach. You likely need a tool that eliminates the administrative burden of CRM updates without requiring complex setup or forcing reps to work across different ecosystems. You need a solution that empowers them with immediate and direct control over their data. Conclusion: reclaim selling time with smarter integration. The debate between Agentforce's deep autonomy and Copilot's broad assistance highlights a critical truth. The most powerful AI is the one that seamlessly integrates into the user's natural workflow. For sales teams, that work is fast, conversational, and relentless. Before you invest in a heavyweight enterprise platform, ask yourself, what is the single biggest time sink for my reps? If the answer is endless cycle of manual CRM data entry after every single call, email, and meeting, then your solution needs to be instant, intuitive, and effortless. Stop forcing your reps to translate conversations into data. Empower them to speak and let intelligent AI do the rest. This is exactly what Colby does. If you're interested in learning more, please click on the demo button on our website to try it for free on the Chrome store, or send us an email and we'll make sure we can get you set up. Thank you.